Hey, welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair, your chief streaming idiot today. Boy, I tell you what, we were having some problems with one of our viewers trying to, he's got the 720p feed working. That's great. We send out two different streams of this when we're doing it live so that folks in different places with different circumstances can get what they need. We've got the 720p feed, the high definition feed, for those of you that are watching on a pretty speedy bandwidth connection. And, maybe you've got a high resolution monitor, or you've even heard of some folks putting us on the big screen. I can't imagine wanting to see me on a big screen, but nevertheless, there are some folks out there like that. And but for folks that have got limited bandwidth, either because they just have an old DSL connection, or maybe they're working off a mobile connection like a phone or an iPad or something like that, we send out a 180p feed. The audio, I think, is actually the same speed, so the quality of the audio is about the same, but the video is a lower resolution so that it takes less bandwidth, and so that you use less data if you're on a data plan of some kind. So for folks that have slower internet or have metered internet, we've got the 180p feed. And in order to do that, we're actually sending, it's all through Dacast, who is DACAST, is our main internet streaming partner. They are what's called a content delivery network, a CDN. And they're basically a reseller for Edgecast, and so they take bandwidth from Edgecast and they bundle it up with all sorts of other goodies. And somebody's saying that we look great today on a 42-inch. Well, okay. I guess great is in the eye of the beholder. But anyway, Dacast bundles it all up together with a bunch of goodies, and so allows folks to have different options. And one of the options that we take is for iOS devices and Android devices, which don't do Flash, generally, don't do Flash. Dacast has an arrangement with a server in Kansas City, in the middle of the United States, where they'll take our feed and re-encode it so that it can be seen by those of you that are watching us on an Apple device or on an Android. And that's the low bandwidth feed. The Dacast also has a Flash server farm, or access to one anyway, in the Washington, D.C. area, and that's where our 720p feed goes. Now, since it's two different servers, two different destinations, we can't use vMix to send to both of those because it's two different resolutions, two different places. Now, vMix is okay with sending the two different resolutions to the same place, but it can't send two different resolutions to two different places at the same time. So today we're using vMix to send the 720p feed out, and then we're using VidBlaster to pick up the 720 feed from vMix and re-encode it down to 180p and stream that out to Kansas City. So somebody says in the chat room, they tried me on the big screen, but it scared the dog. Well, thank you. I always appreciate encouragement and support. I'll take it wherever I get it. Oh, my goodness. What a day. What a day. So anyway, that's a brief explanation of how we do what we do and why we do what we do. Trying to make sure that, and it came up in discussion the other day. I was talking to somebody about a church, and they said, well, we stream low definition, low bit rate because we have a lot of folks that have a slow internet connection, and so as a result, they end up with not a very good picture. And I thought, why not do both? Don't just do one. Don't have to pick. Do both. And if you're doing both, then you've got the folks that have got the high bandwidth connection and can get the beauty of whatever it is you're showing if you're streaming it on high definition. So that's what we're trying to model here is got two different feeds. They both appear on our website, and when you go to the 720p feed, and if it doesn't work, there's a little note above it that says, hey, if you're a low bandwidth user or an Android or iOS user, click here, and that'll take you to the optional feed. So that's more of an explanation than I needed to give on that. Today we're using vMix 16 for the main work and VidBlaster 4 for some of the behind-the-scenes work. And they seem to work. They seem to play pretty nicely together, so we're happy for that. Last week we were talking about vMix 16 and some of the cool things you could do with the new MIDI functions in it, and we did a separate video that we uploaded to YouTube that just showed how we were using the Korg Nano Control, and actually this was the old Korg Nano Control. There's a new one out that's got even more buttons on it, and so you can program all those buttons to do just about anything. So I would commend that video to you in our YouTube channel. Take a look. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some basics in vMix. Sometimes we tend to go straight to the hard stuff and the cool stuff, the real sexy stuff, the chroma key and the instant replay and the MIDI control and that. But let's talk a little bit about some of the basics for just a second. And let's see, you know what? I should have had this prepared. I am terrible about this. But let me just do a quick screen capture here. And I know it's not going to work really, really well, but let's try it anyway. And, it always goes to infinity and beyond. But let me show you my desktop. That's my desktop, and let me put me back in the picture there. There we go. And so, I'm in the big screen over here. That's the preview monitor. To the right of me over here is the program monitor, and that's going off to infinity, and that's what you should be seeing. Well, actually, you're seeing all this shot. Down below me are the inputs. And the video type inputs are here, and then way over there in the bottom right-hand corner are the audio inputs. And let's see, if I drag this window in, can you see this? Yeah, you can. Okay. This is just a regular Windows Explorer file manager desktop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a section in here, to my graphics section, and let's say I wanted to add to vMix right now. I needed to have the ability to have a picture of this microphone. This is my mic. This is the mic I use, and I've got it here in my graphics folder, which is part of my Dropbox on my Tower PC. I can take this and just drag it right down here, and it becomes an input. So I can now shift to that shot. Let's see, let's put it, oops, there we go. And I can go straight back and show you guys what that mic looks like. Well, let's cut back to that one. You can see, and let me pull my window shot back up again. I can do the same thing with videos. Let's see, let's go to Dropbox. Let's go, is there a video tab here? Yeah, there we go, show videos. And I can grab a video that I've done, or in this case that Martin's done, and we'll just bring it in as a feed. It's literally that simple. It's drag and drop for inputs. So let's move that out of the way. And that's just one of those little tips and tricks that can save you all sorts of time when it comes time to do whatever you want to do, and you want to do it on a fly and put together a new setup. And let's say I want to get rid of those, so I'm going to just go in and click the close button, or maybe I want to keep this one, so I'm just going to right click right there in the top, and that'll kind of collapse it, but really I don't. So let's close it out. Let's see, something else that's kind of interesting. Let me go back to the main level here, and then I don't know if you can see my cursor over on the left hand side. And I'm going to click the gray box, and it says Show All Inputs. So this is every single input that I'm working with right now. All those inputs there. And I tend to work with just kind of one preset. Today's preset is called 9-16-15. That's really unique. But if I want to take something that I've got here, let's say I want to take this testing, this testing input, which is just nothing but text, and I want to assign it to a different level. Currently, you can see it's got the little light blue dot down here, which means it's on the light blue level. So if we shift to light blue level, we can see there it is. But if I want to put it up to the green level, there are a couple of ways to do it. I can click the gear cog right here, and I can go to the General tab here on the left side, and I can select the green button, and that'll assign it to the green level. Let's put it back on the light blue level. You saw it disappear. Now it reappears. But I can also just take it and I can just drag it to the green level. So when we go to the green level and scroll down, there it is right there. I can put it back on the light blue level, right over, scroll over, there it is. These inputs appear in numerical order, and that's the order that you've assigned them in, but you can reassign them like that. We can also, by clicking the gear knob and going up to General, I can rename this so that its input name will now make sense. And I'm just going to call it testing. Can I spell testing? And I'm just going to put in red on black so that I've got an idea what it is. And there we go. It's in. So if I were to go up somewhere else, and let's say that I wanted to use that, well, let's go down here. Here's a good one. I wanted to use that as part of something I'm doing. And let's just take this shot right here and say we want to multi-view. I'm going to drop down the list. Now I can just look through this list and see if I don't find testing, because now I know what it is, and now it appears on my shot. Now that's a little big. I may have to play with the position of it a little bit. Zoom it out, maybe drag it over, make it better where it needs to be in that particular shot. You get the feel for that. So, and let's take that off because I don't want to leave it there. We'll go back to multi-view. We found it on the list. Now we're going to go back up to none and return our shot to the way it was. Somebody says, are you using 40 total inputs? That's a good question. I think I am using 40 total inputs right now. Yeah. But you can use up to 1,000 if you have one of the, I think the basic vMix, the free version, allows you 3 or 4 inputs. The basic HD allows you 3 or 4, maybe 5 inputs. It's when you get up into the SD and HD, 4K, Pro, and I guess that's it, that you get 1,000 inputs. So basically whatever your PC will handle. It may not handle everything that you want it to handle. Let's see, let's go back to that shot right there. What else did I want to show you? So we can drag and drop to the levels. We can drag and drop inputs. Obviously we can't drag a camera in, but we can drag anything that's resident on your hard drive. That would be, audio clips, video clips, pictures, things of that nature you can pull in as quick and dirty inputs. That would include PNG files and things like that too. So that's pretty easy way to do that, and that ought to speed up your workflow if you were doing it the old, click and drop there. Somebody says basic free is only 4 inputs, 2 of which are cameras. Okay, thank you, Anderson. Appreciate the clarification on that. let's go look at something else too. And earlier today I set up, just for grins, I set up a virtual studio. And I called it Fun Background. And this is nothing more than this shot. Let's see if I can find the shot here. This shot right here with this picture right here that I stole off the internet. And originally that picture looked like that. And so I mirrored it because I wanted the door on the other side of the room. And I created a, let's see, where's my shot? There we go. Let's try again. There we go. And so I created a virtual studio without really having a graphic. I just used that nice window backdrop as a graphic. And you can see one, some of my cameras over here. This is the Panasonic 340 by 240 sacrificial camera that we used for soccer. Strapped to the top of it is a Logitech C920. You can see the very tip right here of my Audio-Technica AT897 shotgun mic that I just love. It's great. And then you can see all the other junk that's just around. You can see the baseboard trim over here and that kind of stuff in my studio. But I just wanted to use a kind of a quick and dirty shot. Chroma key is having a little trouble with my chair. It's having a little trouble with the leg of the camera, and I think that's a lighting issue, and also because these things are kind of reflective surfaces, so they're trying to reflect the green behind me, which is why it's keying out a little bit. Anyway, yeah, and you see when I block it, it kind of goes away. My skin colors look better. Thank you. It's a new lotion I'm trying. Okay, so anyway, so we got this studio thing. Let me show you how I did it. We're going to add an input. So we'll go to add inputs, and we're going to do the virtual set. Now, there are lots of virtual sets. I think they look kind of hokey. I can't imagine one of those unless I was doing some sort of music video or something. Anyway, so I'm going to just select the blank one right here and click OK. And that brings in this input right here in the bottom corner. And let's see, let's just drop this over here on the yellow level so we don't have to look at all that other crap. There we go. And we're going to just bring that one, put it down at the blue level so we can just see the one thing that we're talking about down here. This is a virtual set. And with the virtual set, you can see the camera is selected. We'll come back to that in just a second. But we're going to set up. So we want to tell it our background. We've got different layers, 5 layers, background, and then layers 1 through 4, and then different inputs for those. So our background, we're going to set up this wall shot. So we're going to use the wall shot, and you notice how immediately it changes to the wall shot. And let's go ahead and run this up to preview so that you can see it a little better as we build it. Now, I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to select my camera shot. And I think it was called the coil title shot, just left over from last week. Yeah, there it is. And that is really, that's this shot right here, which has already got the background keyed out. Okay, so we'll go back here. And at this point, I can put in another layer. And let's put in, that video guy, that VidBlaster Guy lower third. So now I've got this shot. And obviously if I were, better positioned for it, it would work. But one of the beauties of the virtual set is that I can zoom on this. So if I were better centered up and we're going to zoom in, the background's going to zoom with me. got to work on the chroma key a little bit in this shot, although it may be my monitor. It may look better for you. And depending on where I'm positioned, I can even zoom that in a little more. Now this is not an optical zoom. This is a digital zoom. We're basically just taking what the picture was and blowing it up. And I can set the I can set let's see, fast, medium, and slow. So I can have a fast zoom. I can have a medium zoom. And I can go back to the slow zoom, or I can use a custom zoom, and I can set it to, well, that looks like minutes. Well, let's see. We'll check it. Yeah, that looks like it. It may have been minutes or something. So let's see if we can set it for maybe 10, and give that a shot. So we'll set. There we go. And that's pretty fun. So you can play with that to your heart's content. You can use it. I'm sure there are lots of different ways that you can use it. You can start in on a shot like this and then pull back to the other shot. But the beauty of it is, of course, that your graphic right here and your background right here zoom with you. It's not the same as if I took, let's see. Let's take this shot, and we can zoom that shot just by. Oops, can't zoom that shot because I was setting overlay. We can zoom that shot, but it's not going to zoom the background with us. So it would not be quite the same to do it that way. It would be much better to just do it, whoops, like that. So, all right. And we could actually add we could add 2 more layers here if we wanted to. Where is our Eastern Shore overlay? Yeah, there we go. That's on there. So we've got a nice little shot set up. And it's more than just a shot. It's a shot that we can do some things with, which make it kind of fun. So let's see, where were we going to go from that? All of a sudden, it's just like, okay. What now? What now, folks? What now, folks? Well, let's go back to our main level here. We'll put that shot in, and we'll go ahead and cut back over to that shot because this is the shot you want to see anyway. This is the shot you want to see anyway. Today we're using vMix 16. We've got the 4K version. We've upgraded to 4K because we want to play around with instant replay, and we'll be getting that in upcoming shows. We had a question today on the YouTube channel about our PTZ cam and can it be controlled over the web, and the answer is yes, it can, and we'll have that coming up on a background on a future show. I was trying to read something in the chat at the same time and saw the word background, so of course I spoke the word background. The other thing that I want to mention, and it's a shameless plug. So if you've made it this far in this show, it's time for the shameless plug part of the show. I'm an authorized reseller for VidBlaster and for vMix, and we also have a number of products that we are distributors for, the PTZ cams, the Magewell line of capture cards, and we have created an online store, and I say we, I really mean me, and it's not like it's any great big deal, and it's still sort of under construction. Let me see if I've got a screenshot of that we can show you here. Yeah, here we go. this is the this is the website. Let's see if we can make that a little bit bigger for you there. Oh, it gave me an error in that. Let's see if we can't just recapture it. Maybe that won't make it better. One second. Sorry about this. Could do better, couldn't I? Okay, there we go. That's a little better. A little better anyway. You can see this is our regular website, and the aspect ratio is all screwed up on it. Let's see if we can't fix that real quickly. Reset all, and then bring it in right about there. That ought to work, at least for what we're doing today. You know, if I'd get these things figured out in advance. Anyway, the store portion is up here. We used to have products and services, and so we're going to be gradually migrating all of that over to the shop. And this is where we talked about our custom streaming PCs, the streaming software, the VidBlaster and vMix, and then the long line of streaming accessories that were basically just links to Amazon, but they were links for products that we have used and do use regularly. So that folks are always asking, you know, what do you use? How do you use it? Where do you get it? Well, we wanted to make it easy to get. So now we're beginning to migrate that to the shop page. And so on the shop page, we're able to categorize a little bit. We can set up, we've got, 5 cameras in the shop right now. Obviously, we're having a little bit of pagination problems. The PTZ cams here in the top left are cams that we purchase from a distributor and resell. The Canon, the Daiwa, and the Logitech, these are links to Amazon. They're all on the same page, and so when you click Buy Product right here, it would take you to the Amazon page where you could purchase that. We get a small advertising commission, I guess, from Amazon. And so they make it worth our while to put this cam on our site. But really the benefit, I think, is that these are products that we know. For example, if we go into the Daiwa cam, I've got some description here, but I've also got a personal note that says, you know, that I've tested and reviewed this camera here, and there are links to my videos. And that it's not suitable for studio use due to video lag, so that you're getting more than just hype. Also love the PoE, the Power over Internet feature. So that's pretty cool. And again, we're still struggling with some of these overlapping issues, but we'll get that worked out. We're also adding things that we haven't tested or checked. For example, in the mixer section, we've added the Behringer 802 mixer. It's a link to the Amazon site. My son has one of these. I've never used it. I've got the 502 and the 1204, but I've never used the 802. But I feel comfortable enough because of the Behringer line and my familiarity with it that this is something that will do well for you in the circumstances that you want to take it in. Let's see. Let's go over just one more section. In the mic section, I've got the Audio Technica AT897, and again, I've got the personal note that I'm using it. And then if you want to buy it and click Buy It, it links you to the Amazon site where you can go in right there and purchase it. What today it's $249, and if you buy it now, you can have it Friday, the September 18th, if you've got Amazon Prime. I do make a note here that these. Oops, sorry about that. That these are linked to the Amazon site, so it's pretty obvious that it's not coming from me, but it does have some recommendation from me right there to say, hey, this is something we've tested and used, or other people that we know have tested and used it. Excuse me. And so we'll be adding to that as time goes on, basically trying to be a good resource of products and services and things of that nature that can be, things that have been tested and tried and true. There's nothing like having, I needed some work done on my house, and I thought, oh gosh, I got to call around. I got to get on the internet and look up somebody. So I asked my neighbor, have you ever had this done on your house? Who'd you use? Did you like him? Did it work? And I got a good recommendation. And sometimes you can get a bad recommendation, which is almost more important than a good recommendation. That is to say, this is something that doesn't work. Don't do it this way. That's what this show is. This is a show, how not to do a show. That's how this show is. Be prepared, be testing. We're about out of time. I do want to leave you with a couple thoughts. We are developing a cool little product. It's basically we're just taking piece parts and morphing them together, grafting them into each other. But it's going to be a 4-port high-definition capture card in a box that will connect to a laptop that has, not FireWire, sorry, Thunderbolt. So you can take a laptop out to an event and be able to hook up 4 high-definition cams to it. Now, it's going to take a pretty beefy laptop to support that, and we're going to be demoing that product and how we've chosen to put it together, hopefully in the next week or two. I think it's going to be really neat because what it means is you can walk into a venue with a laptop in one bag and this capture box in another bag, and take it up to the press box and set up, and you're good to go. All you have to do is hook your cameras up and connect to the internet, and you're ready to stream. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be very reasonably priced. It's not going to be with this $7,000 box that you see advertised in some places. Anyway, it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be based on vMix, so it'll be familiar to those of you that use vMix. So we're having fun with that. And if it's a good solution for you, then we'll have fun with that part of it too. So enough of this jibber jabber. What else? What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you that I hadn't told you? The church broadcasting, church streaming roundtable is still in the works. We're still working forward on that. It just takes some time to put these projects together. So we are going to continue to work forward on that. And we've got lots of cool projects in the wings. It's going to be fun. If you've got a question and you think I can help with, shoot me an email, tom@easternshorebroadcasting.com. I'm happy to do that. I answer emails every day from folks all over the place. And sometimes I say, I don't know. It's above my pay grade. But other times I can say, yeah, I've been there. I've done that. I know exactly what you're going through. And I think I can help you. So give me that opportunity. I'd love it. And I'll try not to let you down. Let me put it that way. It's been a delight to be with you today. If you're watching live, hang out. We've got treats. We've got refreshments. We've got balloons. In fact, we're even going to be making balloon animals in the post-show today. So hang around for that. Otherwise, we'll see you next Wednesday. We're on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock in the United Kingdom, 5 a.m. on Thursday mornings in Australia, except when we do the time change thing. So check your local time to find out what we're doing, where we are. It's a treat. It's a pleasure. Oh, now I got to get all queued up for this grand finale exit, and hopefully I don't screw it up. But you never know. Anyway, y'all take care. We'll see you again next time. Looks like I screwed it up again.